guess we're ready.
No, Susan?
No.
We'll call the regular meeting in the New Ulm Economic Development Authority for Tuesday, July 9, 2019, 8 a.m. to order. First item on the agenda is roll call. We do have a quorum, and I'd like to invite, how would I say that? Thank Audra for showing up today at the first EDA meeting. And welcome her aboard. So, put the camera on her, what the heck. So, first item on the agenda we took care of. Item number 2, approve the minutes of the last meeting for June 11th, 2019.
I'll move them.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion on any? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 3, Economic Development Administrative Report. Heather?
All right, good morning. I'll just point out a couple highlights from the report. Note we've added the Home Buyer Assistance Loan Program to the report this month. That went live on June 17th. 2 applications were received in June. 1 application was pre-approved in the amount of $7,475. Closing is scheduled for Friday. I'm just waiting for the city attorney to give me final approval on that, and I'll request the check. And then 1 application was denied. They were too far along in the process already. They were going to be closing the following week, and it just wasn't enough time according to the guidelines for us to process everything. So that was the reason for the denial on that loan application. And then I'll just note under the Garden Terrace report, Lloyd Management has hired new staff to take over the on-site management and maintenance, and both are scheduled to start mid-July. Jim and Gina are officially done, and I believe heading out today to Spokane, Washington. They're moving. So
Now, will the new management folks, will they be living on site?
they won't be living on site, no.
But I think I remember from our last meeting that they're gonna manage this property, the new Union, or the new
Emerson Union.
Emerson Union, and one other property?
Possibly Skyline Terrace as well. They had their on-site manager give notice.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. It was kind of a work in progress. They'll see how it all pans out.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions on anything? in there?
Anybody have any questions, Heather? Seeing none, entertain a motion.
I'll offer a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 4, Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. Heather?
All right, this is one of those routine items. Every other year, we are required to submit a report to HUD. It's an assessment of our Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. The report is intended for HUD to use the information to evaluate how housing authorities are managing their Section 8 program. And through this reporting process, they're able to identify projects or agencies that are in need of additional oversight. This will be our 9th submission of the report, and it is due to HUD no later than August 29th, 2019. It's just a standard template. We go through and answer the questions. There are some areas that are not applicable to us, so we leave those blank. That's more for larger housing authorities. So, any questions on anything there?
Any questions? Heather? Nope.
I'll offer a motion to receive the Section 8 Management Assessment Program report ending June 30th, 2019, and authorize submittal to HUD.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 5, EDA claims. We got that in front of us here.
Anything out of the ordinary?
No, nothing's popping out.
Well, I see River Creek Nursery got was that for Garden Terrace?
No, this was Broadway House. There's 2 big sections on the Broadway side of the building that are landscaped. And the landscaping had been done many years ago, and it was getting kind of overgrown, and we had them come in and take everything out and replant. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Seeing none?
I'll offer the motion to accept and authorize the payment of claims.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 6, Garden Terrace Apartments, LED lighting.
All right, this project was approved back in April. We went out for bids and received bids from 2 vendors. Full Service Electric submitted the low bid in the amount of $34,100. Paul's Electric also submitted a bid in the amount of $44,000. The project includes converting interior lights in both buildings, entryways, hallways, stairwells, social rooms, libraries, public restrooms, office, garages, elevator cars, as well as the exterior lights. And then Commissioner Schultz brought up a good point back in April. We didn't have originally the 88 apartment units included in the project. We did have the electricians take a look at that, and there were some things that could be done in the 88 apartments, so that was added. So
What does that
upgrading.
mean, Heather, as far as some things? What did they tell you about that?
I don't know specifically. I'm assuming kitchen and bathroom lights are gonna be converted over to LED.
'Cause most of the rest of those apartments have lamps if you wanna light up the living rooms, right?
Right, right. So the fixtures in the apartments are the kitchen and bathroom,
All the way-
maybe hallway, bedroom, but typically those, at least at Broadway House, those just take a regular light bulb, so the tenant could just put in an LED bulb. So I'm guessing it's the fluorescent lights in the kitchen and bathrooms that are being,
We get a $10,000 rebate, so really it's 24,000.
correct,
Right.
correct.
I was wondering too, in the original estimate, was the proposed rebate netted out of that estimate or not?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so actually, if you consider that, then we're
We're
very
under
close.
budget,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah, so we're estimated to receive about a $10,000 rebate from PUC when all is said and done.
And I know I should know this, but do the tenants pay their own electricity?
They do.
Okay, so if we go in and provide some of this lighting, they could see some.
Should
savings,
benefit
yeah.
the tenants as
Sure,
well.
okay.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to gladly award this bid to Full Service Electric, $34,100.
And I will gladly second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
I'm so glad.
Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 7, from Economic Development Director, Assistant City Manager, Activity Report. Chris?
All right, so really the thing of note is we're still working with a potential developer for a multifamily housing project out at the area in front of Garden Terrace 1 and 2, and then potentially finishing up the Milford Heights projects. So still working with them. They had some turnover in the organization, so they're a little bit slow on projects right now. So still trying to be in contact with them to keep that project moving forward. Staff is also currently in discussions with a potential business that is looking at the target building. Still very much in the preliminary phase, but someone is looking at purchasing the target building. And then final thing of note is we do have Audra Shanneman here, the new Economic Development Director, Assistant City Manager, so if she'd like to get up and say a few words.
Audra Shanneman, 118 North Garden Street. Would like to just say thank you for the opportunity to come back and serve this community in this position. I'm excited to work with the EDA and with any business that is trying to grow and expand in our community. I think in my previous position and just the time that we've been here, which is 9 years almost, we've just really grown to appreciate this community and want to see it grow and thrive. So excited to become a part of the city and hope to be a positive influence there. So just thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
No big plans as of yet.
Chris, are we doing anything with those 9 lots out there yet? I mean,
Milford Heights.
yeah.
The developer that we're potentially working with is looking at doing something. So if they eventually reject that portion, then we'll figure out a different avenue. But they're kind of looking at a package deal for the multifamily.
Would we know that by next month? It'd be nice to try and do something yet this summer or fall to get that marketed and get those lots moved.
Potentially, like I said, they've had some turnover over there, so they're not as responsive as they used to be. So we'll see. But putting together a package deal and getting everything done at one time is a little bit easier than trying to piece it out.
Because we tried marketing all 9 at one time, it didn't work, and I don't know if now we try and split it into 2 or try some different ideas to get those lots gone.
With the developer coming in, they would just take all 9 lots and build the houses.
Yeah, if they
so
don't.
if they do reject that portion, then we'll figure out.
I think our discussions were trying to make a package deal, and I think the challenge right now is with the single family side. If you look at other communities in our area, St. Peter's a good example. They're having challenges in building affordable homes and getting them marketed. So for whatever reason, and I think it has a lot to do with the cost. The cost is exceeding affordability, and that requires a lot of outside money to come in to fill that gap, and there's just a lot of challenges there. And I think that's where you're seeing this new construction is very expensive, so you're seeing more of the single family coming in on higher end homes because of the cost.
Right.
So that's what our challenge is. So I think we have to find a developer that understands those challenges, and very few of them. When Chris and I were at the Housing Institute and meeting with developers, there's only a select few that are still in this realm in trying to do these sorts of things, just because there's a limitation with some of those funding sources right now.
Well, I think that's where we've talked as a EDA board. Is there any other type of incentive that we're not looking at, or maybe aren't aware of, that could make that happen?
Well, I think we'd have to be very open to fire sale the lots, basically, would be, even that, though, creates not enough necessary gap to make those things work.
Because realistically, it's the price of construction. Because even if we fire sold the lots, I mean, if it costs you $200,000 to build a house, you can't sell it for $150,000, which is kind of where you would like those houses to be. So we're in that weird situation or weird time right now where just the cost of construction is just too much to build your affordable home.
We've talked to local builders too, and they're so
busy.
Filled with building existing other projects that in developments that it's hard to find a local builder that is willing to take that challenge on even. So.
Well, I'd say it's something for that new assistant city manager to work on.
I agree.
She'll have it all resolved by next month.
Any other questions or anything for Chris? If not, let's see. Do we need a motion on that?
I'll offer a motion to accept the economic developers report.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. With no more business, meeting adjourned.
Sweet.
A quick
That's
one.
one of our quicker meetings.